In the last video, we explained where flooding concerns begin and some key terms for better understanding the process for classifying the flood types. In this video, we'll delve deeper into floodplain management by determining where floods often occur and how to preemptively mitigate the threats they cause.
So, how do you determine if a flood is a major concern? Well, we must remember floods can happen anywhere, but there are some areas that tend to have more frequent and intense flooding. Floodplains reside within what are called watersheds. A watershed is an area of land that drains all the streams and rainfall to a common outlet, such as the outflow of a reservoir, the mouth of a bay, or any point along a stream or channel. The United States is made up of hundreds of watersheds. Minnesota in particular has many river tributaries that are grouped into 8 major watersheds. Watersheds are shaped by the major rivers and the smaller streams that connect to them. When a river floods, the water tends to pool in similar locations each time. Depending on the extent of the flood, water will reach a certain distance out from the river itself. This determines the outward width of what is considered the floodplain within that watershed. In an extreme rainfall event, such as a hurricane situation or an extensive snowmelt, a river can breach or break the levees and dangerous flooding can occur. Vegetation is another great environmentally friendly way for our society to mitigate floods. Now you may ask, how can some trees or grass have an effect on a flood? The impact is immense. The benefit does not necessarily come in preventing the event, but lessening the impact and hastening the receding process of the flood. In urban areas, such as cities, the majority of the ground is made up of concrete, asphalt, or stone. These often man-made surfaces are known as impervious surfaces. Because they don't allow the water to be absorbed into the ground, the water must run off the surface, and this can extend the duration of the flood event. On the other hand, if an area is loaded with grass, soil, and trees, these allow the water to infiltrate, and the time floodwaters remain can be drastically cut down. The water drains into the soil and reduces the volume of runoff into drainage systems, streams, and rivers. Keeping the ground organic, floods can be naturally mitigated. The important thing here is to understand your watershed and the floodplains within them. Know which ones affect your area, what preparations were made, and what can be done to keep yourself and your property safe. It may be as simple as having sandbags on hand to build a small protective barrier between you and floodwaters in the spring, or adding vegetation on your property. If you find you are moving into land where devastating floods are common, perhaps another location is better altogether. But above everything, stay informed. Stay safe, know your environment, and contact local agencies to find out what you can do to be prepared.
The augmented reality sandbox in this video was built by St. Cloud State University students using open source software from UC Davis. SCSU has provided the AR-sandbox and web-based videos for Minnesota DNR as part of the Splash project.